making gluten-free vegan Alfredo sauce. For this recipe, you will need 1 cup of non-dairy milk, half a cup of soaked raw cashews, 1/4 cup of nutritional yeast, 1 tablespoon of coconut oil, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1/4 cup of vegetable oil, and 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. You can also add any veggies that you would like. Oh, and also salt and pepper to taste. I forgot about that. You can add any veggies that you would like, and for this recipe I decided to use spinach, tomatoes, and diced onion because those are my favorite veggies to add, and also any pasta. If you are gluten-free, of course use gluten-free pasta, but for this recipe I did not. So we are first going to get started with the sauce, and for the sauce you will be blending up your non-dairy milk. For this recipe I did use almond milk, but you can use any milk of your choosing if you are allergic to almond milk. Next you will need to add your half a cup of soaked cashews. These cashews were soaked overnight. Then you will need to add your nutritional yeast, your onion powder, your garlic powder, and of course your apple cider vinegar. Then your vegetable oil. You will then go on ahead and add your coconut oil and give all of this stuff a very generous blend. I am using my Ninja for this because it's easier to get the sauce out. When you use your Vitamix, sometimes the sauce tends to stick to the bottom. Make sure that you do add your salt and pepper to taste. And I just went on ahead and I added it before I blended it. And then you are going to go ahead and give everything a nice blend. We had this Vitamix for a while, and it comes in very handy in terms of making sauces. I have made a bunch of sauces with this Ninja, and I've also made like a bunch of smoothies too. I still love my Vitamix. I still have love for the Vitamix, but for some reason I just really appreciate how the Ninja blades can come out and be removed, and I can really scrape out and get all of the sauce out of my Ninja versus with my Vitamix. You know, it's kind of hard. You may cut yourself. So it's always wonderful to have different tools in the kitchen because you can work with them and use them for their strengths and for their, you know, so here is the sauce. It came out looking very nice. It's thick, it's frothy, and you want it to be nice and smooth. If it's not smooth, you want to give it another blend because you do want for it to have that cheese sauce like texture. And now we are going to go on ahead and get started with sauteing our veggies. So we're going to use a pan that is already at medium-high heat, and then we are going to go ahead and add our diced onion and our tomato and our spinach. Another thing that I can tell you guys is that I freeze my spinach right when it's on the edge of going bad because spinach does very well in the freezer, and I just freeze the entire bag. So if I have some spinach that I know is like going on its last day or something like that, I'll go on ahead and I'll add it and put it in a freezer bag, and then I'll put it in the freezer, and then I'll still have fresh spinach to use in my dishes. Now when you do freeze spinach, I do want to note that it is not used for anything like a salad. I would not recommend that you use it for a salad, but it is definitely alright for you to cook with, and it's alright for you to go on ahead and make sauces with or blend it up in smoothies and things like that, but it's definitely not something that I would use raw. But you can definitely see here that when I'm using the spinach, it does have that wilted look to it because it was frozen. So not to say that there's anything wrong with freezing your spinach, but that's a tip for anyone who feels like I'm not getting the best use out of my fruits and veggies and I want to freeze them. Spinach is one of those things that you can freeze. And then you also want to go on ahead and salt and pepper your vegetables as well. Because I just use onion, spinach, and tomato, that does not mean that you guys cannot expand your horizon and use any of the veggies that you would like. It is all up to you. It is all your preference, honey. So if you want to go on ahead and cut up some broccoli and add some broccoli to there, you can go on ahead and do that too, because it is your world and we are all just living in it, okay? Okay, so y'all, did just see me add Italian seasoning, but that was really the only spice that I did add to the sauteed vegetables, because I wanted to keep it simple, and I just did salt, pepper, and Italian seasoning. And then I'm going to pour that Alfredo sauce over top of my veggies and really get it nice and incorporated into the sauce. And like I said, with that Ninja, you could really see all of the sauces coming out. I'm able to scrape them sides. I'm able to get everything out of it that I want. And now I'm just letting the sauce and the veggies kind of work itself together, and you can see it really does look like Alfredo sauce. It tastes bomb. Like, y'all, this is one of my favorite dishes to make for dinner, and Joe absolutely loves it. So you already know if hubby loves it, I love it, and it is yummy. Like, it's one of those dishes where you can't believe the transformation that it makes, and it's nice and bubbling, and just, ooh, look at that goodness, honey. Yes. So after we have gotten all of our sauces together, we are then going to go on ahead and move on to our pasta. Now, I already par-cooked the pasta, and it is already pretty much done. But what I like to do, and what Joe likes, is he likes to have his pasta pre-done, and he likes to have it separate from the sauce. So I'm going to show you guys how I go on ahead and I get my pasta from sticking, and I keep it from sticking. So I'm adding a little bit of oil to the pan, and I'm going to just heat my pasta back up. And again, I'm going to go in and I'm going to add that Italian seasoning to it, along with some salt and pepper. I am a heavy believer in seasoning all aspects of the food. Even if it does come together, I still like to season everything individually, so that those flavors, I know that each of them have already been touched with a little bit of love from that salt and pepper. So after I add my Italian seasoning, my salt and pepper, then I go on ahead and I give it a little mix. And oh, I forgot, I did add some balsamic vinegar to my pasta, because I do like that little balsamic, gives it a little tang to it. So I did add balsamic vinegar, and I'm glad I saw that in this video, because I would not have said it. But yeah, I just give it a little stir. I let it heat up a little bit, and then my noodles are done from that point on, and we are ready to go on ahead and plate. So on the bottom of the plate, I did do a base of broccoli, because we love broccoli in this house. So I did a base of broccoli, just regular broccoli, sauteed, seasoned with salt and pepper, and probably a little bit of Italian seasoning, because that's like the going theme of this video. And then after I added that, then I added the sauce onto the bottom of the broccoli, then I added the noodles, then I added some more sauce, and there you have it. This is your vegan gluten-free Alfredo sauce, and I hope that you guys enjoy. If you like this video, please feel free to give it a like, show me some love in the comments, and I cannot wait to see you guys in my next video. As always, be blessed and remain stress-free, and I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful week, wonderful month, and a wonderful year, and I will see you guys next week. As always, with love and kisses. Bye-bye.